Ladies and gents, before we start the video, I want to remind everybody content creator program is going on. That's right, it is season 13 and we're loud and we're proud and we got ourselves in with a lot of folks jumping on to the support program. And right now we have two new codes that are currently out and active for you. First one being Hunter exclusive weapon design and 500k gold. The second one being skill scrolls 2 times 10 and mana power elixirs times 20. These have already been sent out this morning, so if you are a supporter, check your subscription. Just jump onto the page, go to the coupon history, download that, and you're ready to rock and roll. For anyone else who's not supporting, get in there right now and do so. Also, anybody who is interested in watching the live stream, we're going to be doing SLA content plus Chaos Zero Nightmare and some Pokemon Rip and Chips this morning as well. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the reason why we're in this video, and that is to talk a little bit about some of the patch details that are going on and some big ones specifically. So improved Stark's ultimate skill animation has been patched. That will be as of today. Improve Hunter skill description for certain languages. Fix the issue where the Inouye's Roar skill is not being applied under certain circumstances. This is still going on, but they've actually fixed it. We'll see if they have. Fix the issue where a black screen is displayed in the special commissions tab when tapping the arrow item located on the monster's top right. Fix the issue where the red dot notification on SimGate disappeared after check-in rewards are popping up. And then lastly, they buffed the hunters Frieren, Fern, Chayan, Princess, Sword Princess, and Soren. So let's go into that specifically and see what the buffs actually were. All right, so first off, Frieren. This is the one that most people are here for. So they pretty much doubled her damage with her basic attack. They've almost doubled her damage for her Zoltrak core attack. They've given her literally a ton of damage on her basic skill 1 and her basic skill 2. So she is going to be doing now way more damage than she was before, which is making her a perfect candidate to be a hybrid support and DPS. Now, defense magic. So her support skill has gone up as well too. So if the entire team in the beginning, excluding Sun Jinwoo, consists of water teams, Sun Jinwoo's attack and defense went up by 15%. Now, if the entire team includes Sun Jinwoo, has members that are all water teams, Sun Jinwoo's attack and defense increases by 15.2, 15.4, all the way to 20% for attack and defense. And I'm assuming this is obviously going to be as you level up the support skill up to 20. Okay, very important to note that. That's a big jump. That's a 5% jump, and that's a fairly good size jump for that. QTE skills just skyrocketed. They gave it like a whole 1000 something percent on that one, and then her basic magic attack ultimate skill also went up by 1100ish, and then her exclusive weapon now does increases defense by 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, and then team members basic skill and ultimate damage increased by 5%, 10%, 15%, 20% to 30%. So now basic skills also are now included in that weapon, and then her advancements are also now increased. They increase the defense by 5%, and then also the defense by 5% when the MP is up. Advancement skill 1 increases damage from Frieren by 35%. That wasn't even in there originally, so that's now been added. Advancement skill 3 increases users defense by 50% instead of 40, and then also 50% here instead of 40. And then on tier 5, increases damage from Frieren by 70%, and this duration now lasts for 30 seconds instead of 20 seconds. So you should probably see a fairly good chunk of damage coming through from Frieren, and it's going to be insane in terms of her support skills now on top of her DPS skills. So I think they've actually done a decent job doing the percentages. I still think it's a bit off, because here's my only complaint about this. She's going to do great as a damage dealer now, as a support damage dealer, but I feel like her buffs are still underwhelming for what she was made to do. So we'll see how that all pans out. Now for Fern, you guys can see they've only done a couple small, like 1%. Come on, bro. Come on, 2%. Like 1%, this is crazy. So here's advancement skill 2. The user's fire damage increases by 20%. Now they've done more. Activates increases in fire damage taken when basic skill 2 hits. Increases in fire damage taken by 0.3%. Duration 30 seconds. Now stacks up to 60 times. So she's going to be a pretty critical core for the fire team, especially as their main DPS, and that whole stacking of fire damage by 0.3% is a pretty big one. Advancement 4, so when basic skill 2 hits, the increases fire damage taken again, so they've just added it here as well too for advancement 4, as well as advancement 2. So just the same thing here. The only difference here is, let me see, what is the difference here? Oh, here, when basic skill 2 hits, it increases fire damage taken. Effect per stack has been adjusted from 0.3 to 0.5. So that's the difference. So 0.3 before, now it's going to be 0.5. So advancement 4 increases by 0.2. So pretty good. All right, now for Cha, you guys can see here, they've only done one thing, and that's given her exclusive weapon increase. When the Will of Sword gauge recharge activates, it triggers an effect that increases the user's damage by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12%, stacking up to 30 times, which is actually freaking insane. So they didn't really buff her actual skill set, they just buffed her weapon, which is still pretty wild to see 30 stacks of that. The only problem I have with this is the fact that she still doesn't have a shield, right? Because you can see here over here, when the Will gauge recharge effect activates, triggers an effect that increases user's damage by 1%. So now it's just, you're just gonna get this way faster. That's really the main thing, right? So that's beautiful. I like the fact that they've done that a lot better. I don't know if that 1% applies anymore. It doesn't look like it does. It looks like it's going to increase based off of this percentage instead. So pretty crazy amounts of defense on that one. And then Soren, you guys can see her advancement tier 3. They've increased her defense and her max HP, and her MP recovery now has also increased. So fairly decent changes. The biggest change obviously is going to be Frieren. So it's interesting to see how they've approached this. They didn't change very much of her actual support kit. They've changed mostly her DPS kit. So it's a little bit confusing now if we're going to be seeing her more of a DPS build versus a support build. So I'm going to go ahead and test her eventually, guys. We're going to do a quick little run right now and see how she goes. Okay, give me a second. All right, guys, we are logged into the pay to win account. So let's see if they've done the upgrade. I want to first off make sure that the numbers are actually reflected. So there she is right there. If we look at her skills, let's see if the numbers match now. 205, 213, 225. So let me go back to the notice. 14625. Weird. Wonder why the numbers are off. Ultimate 4839. Where is that ultimate skill? 4366. Weird. They're all over the place. Now this is level 10. QTE 1431. Yeah, no, they're all over the place, guys. So I don't know if this actually has been completed or not. Well, I guess we can check the passives out. Tier 1. Probably the best way to do it. 20%, 20%. No, they have not done it. So that is going to be tonight. So it looks like this is going to be a tonight upgrade, guys. So it looks like the passives are still the same. Nothing really has changed there. So we should see this update tonight. So we should probably do a quick test tonight to see exactly the difference in her damage. So these numbers should be going up pretty drastically. And I'm hoping with that, she'll probably be most likely the top support DPS. I don't know if she's still going to be the top support period, but definitely the top support DPS. So at least, at the very least, guys, we can see this happening. That'll be tonight at reset, most likely, when the new when the new patch is put through for all of these fixes, including Inouye's Roar, which right now currently is not doing too great still, in my opinion. So probably better off just waiting till we get more copies of it. Or not more copies of it, sorry, for the patch to come out, so we can see if the actual underlying problem, which is I believe the meteor and some of the effects here are not working in certain circumstances, is actually going to start working, and see if this weapon is still worth it. I personally don't use this weapon still. I'm using the spear and the fan together with kick and detonation. That seems to be the better option of the two, but some of you guys might be interested because you did probably summon for it and you want to know when it's ready to rock and roll, right? So there you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. Remember to support your boy in the support program. Get your free codes. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.